The bikes they built were legendary, and so were their father-son fights. American Chopper's Paul Teutul Jr. shares how faith and getting fired helped him rebuild his life on today's 700 Club Interactive. Well, welcome to the show. Here's Ephraim Graham with this week's Top 5 Stories from Studio 5.
At number 5.
Grammy winner Tasha Cobbs Leonard, her album Heart, Passion, Pursuit, best-selling gospel album of 2017.
Tasha Cobbs Leonard performs her chart-topping gospel tunes on Good Morning America.
Eyes haven't seen, and ears haven't heard the kind of blessings that's about to fall on me.
In this visit, Tasha also talks about her collaboration with rapper Nicki Minaj on the album.
Social media is absolutely amazing, and you know, God is connecting people through social media. And one day she just reached out to me and she told me how much that my ministry had blessed her life. And then she did a tweet to 90 million followers saying, Tasha, when you get ready, send me that album and I'm gonna do 16 bars on a song for you.
At number 4, historic moments at the 75th Annual Golden Globe Awards.
Nominees for Best Actor in a TV Series Drama.
In this category, Sterling K. Brown became the first black actor to win the award.
I'm being seen for who I am, and it makes it that much more difficult to dismiss me or dismiss anybody who looks like me.
Aziz Ansari became the first Indian American to win Best TV Comedy Actor.
I genuinely didn't think I would win because all the websites said I was gonna lose.
But the most talked about moment is Oprah Winfrey accepting the Cecil B. DeMille Award, the first black woman to receive the honor.
Speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have.
At number 3.
Brace yourself. Your girl's pregnant.
Based on the best-selling book, The Year of Living Biblically, CBS has a new comedy coming to television next month.
I'm a good man, but I want to be great.
Whoa. Bible. No, that's an accident. I didn't mean to get that.
Put it back.
I've decided to live my life 100% by the Bible, to the letter.
Producers say they're aiming to appeal to both believers and non-believers and to loosen up the conversation about faith in a funny but respectful way.
Well, it all started when my buddy Ray died.
My Ray just loved you two so much.
He's in a better place.
No, he's not. Raymond is in devil country now. Area code 666.
Why would you say that?
He stopped going to church.
Oh, well, so did I.
So you'll see each other again.
At number 2.
I mean, I've been involved in scandals. You know that about me, don't you? There's been scandals in the past.
Russell Brand's raunchy comedy has made headlines over the years. But in this latest issue of Relevant magazine, the comedian opens up about addiction, sobriety, and how the message of Jesus Christ is changing his life.
So even in Christianity, Christ says, in the world, but not of it.
In the article, Brand shares, quote, "My personal feelings is the teachings of Christ are more relevant now than they've ever been." At number 1. These are images from 12 Strong, the powerful new war drama starring Chris Hemsworth.
Chris, we celebrate you for playing superheroes. What's the difference in what it's like to play a real-life hero, essentially?
Yeah, a whole different added pressure, you know. I mean, we met some of the real guys that we're portraying, and to hear them recount this story with such detail and honesty.
12 Strong is the declassified true story of the first American soldiers sent into Afghanistan after 9/11.
I don't care how long you're gone, as long as you come back.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4! Every step we take is going to be on a minefield from 100 different wars.
Odds are we're not all going to make it out of this one.
If we don't take that city, World Trade Center is just the beginning.
The film is based on the best-selling book, Horse Soldiers, and is in American theaters January 19th.
The most important thing a man can take into combat
There's a reason why. You're in this fight, boys. You mark my words.
All right. Well, 12 Strong is opening. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have seen it. I actually saw it just last week. Very well done. Talked to the producer, the director, and many members of the cast. What I told the producer director was one thing I could tell is that the fighting and the battle scenes were just as important as the dialogue and conversations in this film. Amazing. I've also watched interviews with the actual men who were there, and just to hear their stories and to hear them react to the movie. They say the only thing they think is missing from the movie is how much they had to navigate through cold water with horses that they just learned to ride. That's missing from the movie, but the battle scenes, the realness of the difficulty of leaving your family, but you wanting to go and defend your country, that passion is all true. And these 12 men all came back alive, which was the captain's pledge going in, that we're going in, we're going to do this for 3 weeks, and we're going to get out. And they did it. They were outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, but they completed their mission successfully.
Yeah. I got to talk about Oprah.
Yes.
You were telling me that she's about to lose her home.
It is very possible. Her neighbor has already lost the home. We're talking about all the fires and mudslides and the rain, so forth, going on in this area of California where she lives. And she literally just posted video of her walking in essentially waist-deep mud, saying, I'm praying, my neighbors lost their home, helicopters flying overhead, rescuing people. So they're in prayer for the community. She could lose her home. Ellen DeGeneres, Rob Lowe, all of them in this area of California. After she's just,
if she
essentially
loses her home, is she going to be looking for another one?
Maybe a White House, perhaps.
I'm watching the Golden Globes and I'm going, this is a State of the Union address. I mean, this is a campaign stump speech.
It was amazing.
She's running.
It was amazing. She's always said no. Her longtime partner, Stedman, said he misheard the person asking the question. The question was, is she going to run? But he thought they asked, would she be a good president? And he said, of course she would, but the people will decide. And it sounded like that was, she threw her hat into the ring. I think it is definitely true that she is intrigued by the idea.
If the people want her to.
Yeah.
That's what I interpret. If the people want her to.
That's what I interpreted, but he clarified, I guess, the following day. He's like, no, I wasn't saying that she was running and that people get to, I was saying that the people would decide if she was going to be a good president. But I was saying, of course she'd be a good president. And so much archive footage is coming out many, many years ago, even before she was as big as she is today. Stedman, she had talked about the fact that Stedman had said, whatever you want to do, I'm with you. If you want to run for president, run for president. To hear that sort of speculation. But she's in the past said no. I think right now she's intrigued by the idea. And I think she's probably at least weighing it, especially with this rally call.
The whole country's intrigued by the idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Trump says bring it too. He welcomes the competition.
Yeah. Trump would always say.
Of course, he likes to fight. He likes a good one.
Yeah, the battle of the billionaires. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Christians. Russell Brand, of all the people to say, I pray the Lord's Prayer every day.
Every day. And I think one of his favorite lines is, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. He prays it every day. I mean, if you are even remotely familiar with him and his life, I mean, this is the gentleman who was famous for arriving at work at MTV with a drug dealer, with his drug dealer in tow, to see that he is sober. He did the 12-step program, but he said that it only got clear to him when he began to connect spiritually. And I believe there's a beautiful process unfolding in his life. And he says now more than ever before, the world needs Jesus. If you read the article in Relevant, it's very well done. It talks about the fact that he says that, addicts who are knocking on doors for whatever it is, what they're really missing is Christ. And he looks at his own life and all of his addictions.
that's what he's really looking for, to be able to identify and make that connection.
Well, I heard a podcast with him. Someone sent me a link to a podcast that he does these podcast series, and he was interviewing one of the apologists for the faith, who happened, I've forgotten if he was Oxford or Cambridge, but anyway, they were talking about Richard Dawkins and atheism, and what were the defenses of Christianity. And it was curious to me that in his questions, I heard he's really seeking.
Absolutely.
He's not just playing around.
No.
He is really seeking for truth, and he is so close to it.
I agree with you 100%.
And that was a few years ago,
Yes.
and to hear, Relevant saying, he's now a Christian, and not just cultural, not just nominal, not just, I'm walked forward and shook the pastor's hand.
Yes.
He is saying, I want to live the words of Christ.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful article, and I can't say enough about it. I was really touched. I wasn't a big follower of Russell Brand. That will be a good one. And he's certainly on my list for 2018. And I think he's probably more apt to say yes now than he did before.
Can I tag along?
Yeah, for sure. If we get that, yes, you will get the invitation. We can do it together.
One of the things I found really struck me in the podcast was just how brilliant his questions were.
Yeah.
And there was nothing casual to it. There was nothing flippant. He was earnestly seeking. And when you do that, when you have that quest, I want to know the truth. Is this true? Is Jesus who he says he is?
I love it. And that comes out even in the other interviews I've watched him do within the last few months, because he wrote a book, and of course he's promoting the book. It's clear that his heart is in the right place and he is on the right path. It's beautiful to see.
And you can take the same path too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jesus says, when you seek me with all of your heart, then you'll find me. So
you got it.
The one prayer I recommend for everyone: Jesus, if you're real, if you're really there, if you really are the Messiah, could you show me? If you pray that with all of your heart, he'll answer it.
Amen.
Well, for all the latest in entertainment news, check out Ephraim's weekly show, Studio 5. You can watch it online at cbn.com/Studio5. Well, coming up, American Chopper's Paul Teutul Jr. shares the inside scoop on his father, his faith, and his future in TV. He joins us live. That's up next. Well, the premise of the show was simple. A father and son work together to build custom motorcycles. Paul Teutul Jr. says American Choppers worked because the bikes and their relationship were jaw-dropping. And yes, it was all real.
Paul Teutul Jr. is a custom motorcycle designer who spent 10 years living his life in front of the camera as one of the stars of the hit Discovery Channel shows American Chopper and American Chopper Senior vs. Junior. Millions of viewers witness Paul Jr.'s creative genius in designing and building custom bikes each week. In his book, The Build, Paul shares behind-the-scenes stories from the show, his life growing up, and how his faith has kept him steady despite the rocky relationship with his father.
Well, Paul's with us now, and it's an honor to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I watched a couple of the episodes, and I thought you two were going to kill each other. I mean,
we almost did a few times.
I mean, and you say all of that is real.
Yeah, I think that dynamic really came from my early years growing up. It was just the volatile relationship me and my father had, and as we got into my teen years, you have the natural friction between a father and son. And then I worked for him in the steel business for many years. And then we transitioned into building motorcycles. So for all intents and purposes, being under my father's roof until we parted ways after years of building motorcycles together, we were inseparable for about 30 years. And so, that dynamic, it just was what it was. And I think a lot of our dynamic had to do with the way my father was brought up, and it goes generationally sometimes like that.
Oh, it definitely goes generationally. I think you learn how to parent from your parents, and that's the model that you want to follow. And then there's an emotional link to that model. And it's very hard to break it.
It is very hard to break it. I mean, even now I see myself I feel like my father has. I feel like I move and there's a lot of good things about that too. It's not always a negative thing. You get the good and the bad, I think, and I think that's the balance. But I think for me as a father now, what I have to weed out is what's good and bad, and how do I raise my son and what kind of things could I do differently?
What was the changing point for you? Because it must have been difficult. I mean, the relationship that we see on the show was real behind the scenes and very volatile.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
You know what? It's an interesting thing. When you grow up in that environment, you don't realize that there's anything wrong with it. And people on the outside, friends and family say, you know, it's not normal. Like that dynamic, that's a little crazy. And I just would always say, yeah, that's how we are. You know, this is how we are. So to understand the issue, you can't really when you're that close to it. So it really wasn't until me and my father parted ways at the end of 2008, after we had a fallout, that I was able to realize, wow, that was unhealthy. And again, it's not all my father, it's a dynamic, right? So it takes two to tango, so to speak. And that's, you know, but coming out of that, I started to realize, man, this was not really that healthy. But, you know, it's so amazing because it's the thing that made it so interesting. It's what people really enjoyed and wanted to see. And I don't think it was so much that they wanted to see us go at it, but I think people relate to that dynamic. Most people hide that stuff. For us, we put it out there. We were very vulnerable in showing, laughing, crying, you know, fighting, building beautiful motorcycles, you know, as a family. And I think about it historically, this whole world was built on family businesses, right? Trades and things of that nature. So we were just doing what's been done forever, only all of a sudden people were watching us all over the world.
Well, I think the glue to it was people wanted hope for their own circumstance.
Absolutely.
The magic to it was that you actually stuck together.
That's right.
You didn't let the conflict, you didn't let the dysfunction
drive us apart.
And the family.
Yeah.
And you stayed in there.
Yep. And I feel like that has transcended age, gender, culture, because Discovery has really afforded us a global audience. So it's interesting. We traveled all over the world, and the show has showed in every language and been everywhere. And I think it translates everywhere because family is everywhere, and a lot of families work together. And so, you know, at this stage in the game with the show coming back, my hope is for a true reconciliation between me and my father. He has his business, I have mine. It's been that way for a while. We have our separate brands and identities, and I think we should keep it that way. But what I would like to see is us start to come together. And we're just starting to film, and so I think that type of thing is what's happening now, and it's a slow process, but I feel like 2018 is going to be a year of reconciliation. I really believe that.
Were you afraid going into this? I mean, when you were pitched with, let's bring it back.
Original? Coming back? No, I think I was ready.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, because we did it for 10 years, and when we were done, we were done. I mean, it's 6 weeks to do a 1-hour episode because it's a process show because we're building things. And we traveled the world and did that for a decade. We were filming 11 months out of the year. And when I say 11 months, I mean sometimes 20-hour days and weekends. So it really took a lot out of us. So after 10 years, we were done, but it's been 5 years. And so I really feel like it's time. I think that it is time, like it is the right time this year. So,
but when you split, you say in retrospect it was healthy for you. It opened your eyes to some things. Well, at the point in time, what did you do with rejection? Did you feel that?
Oh, devastating. Yeah. When I say it was good I think ultimately it was really good for me. But at the time, my world was coming to an end because I had made the commitment to my father and to the company. So to be let go, to be fired, it wasn't something that I ever anticipated because I thought I would take over the company because that was, in spite of the difficulties, in spite of the dissension and the discord, I thought, man, I'm going to stay the course. So when it was time, I had so much investment in that company, creatively. We had started it together. I had so much invested there, and then it was all gone. And your identity gets tied up in that quite often. So when I was able to separate myself from that, or when I forcefully was separated, I had to really look at the situation, not only the dynamic with my father, but how much of my identity was tied up in the business, you know? And so it was like I began a journey to find out who I am as a man, as a person, and then transitioning into marrying my wife, and starting to grow up.
How did faith play into that?
Oh, it was everything. You know, it was everything always. I think I think I was able to, well, you know, adversity causes you to press in, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what that's
increases your prayer life.
That's right. It really does. And I think that's what happened for me. And I feel like, man, I got to grow up here, you know? And so in the absence of that environment, I had to look at myself. And you know, so I had started working through that. And I think prayer life increased, being in the Word increased. And that started to really give me the idea of who I am. You know, when you have celebrity, people tell you who you are, the accolades come. But you start to realize you're not who people say you are. You're not even who you think you are. You're who God says you are, at least in His Word. And that's the realization you start to come to when you press in, especially through adversity. I mean, that's the only way. Unfortunately, it would be great if we pressed in hard when everything was cruising along, but that's not usually how it works.
Sometimes when I talk to sons who've come out of dysfunctional backgrounds, and whether that dad wasn't around at all or there was, you know, constant antagonism, I tell them that they may have to reparent themselves. Did you have to do that? Did you have to say, okay, there's a heavenly Father who is different?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I have a 3-year-old, so I'm in the process, right? So I'm still working through that. And as he's growing and the circumstances are changing, I'm having to look at myself more and say, man, am I doing this right? I feel like I'm repeating history here a little bit, but at least I have a picture of maybe what that is, so I can go ahead and try and not repeat the negative things that took place between me and my father. When I say that, tremendous amount of good things happened between me and my father. And again, he's passed on phenomenal traits and humor and all these great qualities, but the bad things were pretty bad, you know? And again, like I said, my father, a lot of that comes from his upbringing, and that's all he knew to give to me in that sense. You know, he didn't have this perspective that I feel like I have. He just didn't have that.
And that's a great way to look at it. He did the best he knew.
And I think I could look at it that way because now I'm a father. It does change your perspective because now I have the responsibility to my son. And so I feel like I look at him with much more forgiving eyes, you know?
Well, definitely when I became a parent, I started to understand God better, and I started to understand my parents better. And you get a real appreciation of just how hard it is and how much you love them and you want the best for them.
Yeah.
It really changes things. Well, when's the new show?
So the end of February, I'm not sure exactly what date, will be our first episode airing. And then I think they're going on a 3-month break, and then we'll run 6 episodes at the end of May. It'll be on Discovery Channel, I believe Monday nights, 9, 10 o'clock. I don't think it's exactly nailed down yet, but people can just look out and see when it's
2 months. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. If you want to learn more, Paul's book is called The Build, Designing My Life of Choppers, Family, and Faith, and it's available wherever books are sold. And Paul, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks.
God bless you.
Thanks.
Still ahead, most of the children of India worship hundreds of gods, but not these boys. See how Superbook helped 2 best buds discover the one true God. Stay with us. Well, Superbook is bringing the stories of the Bible to children all over the world. And after one boy in Mumbai, India, saw several episodes, he made a life-changing decision, and so did his best friend.
10-year-old Himanshu often picked fights in his neighborhood in Mumbai, India. At school, he was failing most of his classes. His mother desperately searched for a way to help. Eventually, she enrolled him in an after-school program run by a Christian teacher.
The first day I went there, I didn't know anyone. All of the kids already had their own group of friends, so I didn't like it.
His attitude changed when he met a new student named Harshu.
We soon found out that we could help each other with different stuff. He helped me with my writing, and I showed him how to draw. That's how we became good friends.
The teacher included CBN's new Superbook in her curriculum. After Himanshu saw several episodes, he was eager to learn more about Jesus, so he started going to church with his teacher. During Sunday school, they also watched Superbook. That's when his teacher told him the most important thing he had ever heard.
My teacher told me that if I believed in Jesus and prayed to him for forgiveness, he would help me. So I prayed and decided to stop using bad language, obey my parents, and not pick fights in my neighborhood.
Himanshu wanted everyone to know about Jesus, especially his new friend Harshu.
I told him that Jesus is our Savior and God. and that His desire is to bless us.
Harshu was intrigued, so he started going to Sunday school with Himanshu.
They showed us superbook stories about how Jesus performed miracles and changed people's lives. That's when I decided to pray to Jesus and ask Him to come into my heart.
Himanshu is now doing well in school. And instead of fighting with neighborhood kids, he tells them about Jesus.
After watching Superbook, he would always tell me stories about Jesus, and all of his bad habits stopped. As his mother, it makes me very happy.
Both Himanshu and Harshu are now proud members of Mumbai Superbook Club.
I want to tell everyone that Jesus is the true Savior and the one who gave His life for us. When Jesus comes into our heart, He makes our lives completely new and changes us.
It's wonderful what happens when the children of the world hear the stories of the Bible. It changes them. And in these Superbook episodes, when the Bible characters are talking, they're talking verses directly from the Bible. We use the most popular translation and the translations that around the world. We're now in 43 languages. We're on our way to 55 languages. There's a broadcast map showing all the different places where we're airing Superbook on broadcast television, on cable television, and on the internet, and you can be a part of it. How? It's called Joining the Superbooks DVD Club. And when you do, for a gift of $25 or more, we'll send you the latest Superbook DVD. It's called Explorer 12. It features 2 episodes, the episode of Ruth and the birth of John the Baptist. Plus, you'll have Bible background videos, music videos, and a drawing lesson. And to get your copy, all you have to do is join the Superbook Club, gift of $25 or more, and when you join, you'll be the first to receive each new Superbook episode every 4 weeks. So call us, 1-800-700-7000. Here's a word for you. You are my refuge and my shield. Your word is my source of hope. God bless you. We'll see you again.